Looks like you had an epic fail. LOL. There's resounding laughter from the others. I cringe so hard a blood vessel burst in my eye.
Broke a damn blood vessel!
Hello, friends. Trace amounts of science. Another day, and the hunt continues. We've got to clean up the neighborhood a little bit more with the Urban Witcher. If you've missed the previous parts, those links in the description. Let's get into it. My eyes open. The smell of cinnamon buns fills the air. Judy Garland is playing softly in the background. Good, you're awake. The voice sounds familiar. The kind eyes of Alice look down at me. Her gray hair and smile lines may make her look old, but her gaze betrays a youthful soul. You're lucky, you know. I only just got you into the house before the police came. Nasty business, Kyles are. I was sure I was dead. The battle with the Kyle killed so many children. So much destruction. Dark magic of energy drinks is not to be trifled with. Alice tells me I've been in critical condition for a few weeks. Through old recipes of handmade tendies, she was able to coax my body back from the edge of death. I spend another week with Alice, healing and helping her when I can. Her house has a lovely, comforting feel to it that's hard to describe. Feeling good, wanting to be more mobile, I offer to go get us some food. I set off for a KFC about a mile away. Feels good to stretch my legs. The sun is setting and I feel at peace as I enter the building, and the warmth pushes away the cold from outside. I go to the counter. A bored employee takes my order, and I wait. After I get my food, I decide to sneak a few tendies. They don't taste right. I look at the employee. A hint of a smirk flashes across his face. Door opens behind me. The wind carries the scent of seed, body odor, and mochi ice cream. And 8 neckbeards walk inside. Some have trench coats and fedoras. Others are wearing various anime apparel. All are wheezing and shining with greasy sweat. It's been a trap all along. But how did they know I'd be here? I drop the food to the ground and draw my sword. No supplies. I left my satchel at Alice's. It's the end of the line, Witcher, one of them says. A cold look of determination adorns its acne-filled face. You'll answer for your crimes at last. I say nothing and sprint forward. The widening eyes of the beast suggest that it was expecting a dramatic back and forth. I step from a chair to a table and onto the shoulders of the speaker. As the monster goes to cry out, I ram my sword down its throat. A soft bubbles through the hot nacho cheese coming forth from its mouth. I push the blade down further and twist. It soils itself as I ride the corpse slowly to the floor. The shock and awe of the swift death sends the others back a step. I'm closer to full strength than I thought. Ripping the sword out, I attack the closest artist. It goes to parry, too late. The tip of my cheesy blade whistles through the air and opens the creature's throat. It clutches its neck as a slow flow of molten hot fruit roll-ups envelops its Kingdom Hearts necklace. The others attack. I duck past a katana slice and grab the dying monster. Pushing it toward the others, a separate beast takes the head off of it with a war hammer. The body falls to its knees and sprays volcanic fruit roll-ups all over the warhammer wielder's crotch. It screams, "My pee-pee is gone!" It falls into the hot, fruity blood and is slowly burned alive. Its skin pulls away from the body as it's melting, and the muscle and fat bubble away into nothingness. It smells like someone set fire to a Goodwill donation bin. I parry 2 separate katanas and slice off a hand. The ground is shaking. More are coming through the door. I look through the windows and see moms in minivans dropping off So many good boys. Some are in pajamas, others in suits of armor or full samurai gear. I even see furries.
I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in violence.
A battalion of neckbeards and onesies exits a cargo van. Their strength in numbers is making them overconfident. I parry a slice into another neckbeard that was about to strike. A poop sock flies past me and bursts into flames. Severed limbs, broken weapons, and heads pile upon the ground. Even more continue to fall upon my blade. The mixing fluids of the dead is creating a caustic mess. Many are dying to friendly fire. A gallon-sized piss jug coats a furry. The suit rots away. The flesh underneath turns black, and the body falls to the ground. Maggots burst out, and mushrooms grow rapidly upon it. I spit up vomit as the stench of lube, sushi, manga ink, and foot fungus stifle the air. And then I feel a stab in the back. The cashier has shot me with a crossbow. I'm starting to feel sleepy. The tendies were poisoned. I stumble backwards into a wall. The corpses of the fallen are hampering my movement. My sword is knocked from my hand. Spears, katanas, kukris, and hand-glued weapons surround me. All is still. The center of the pack moves. Donned in a fresh new kimono, the biggest boy comes forward. It's the Nestor from before. It calls itself Goku. Its smug expression is highlighted by its foot-long neckbeard. Its hair is pulled back into a bun, despite its massively receded hairline. And then the beast speaks. Looks like you had an epic fail. LOL. There's resounding laughter from the others. I cringe so hard a blood vessel bursts in my eye.
Broke a damn blood vessel!
It all makes sense. This abomination, it's smarter than the others. It's come for revenge. I killed its friends, sterilized its mother, and burned its gaming PC and adult anime. I feel weak. The poison is taking effect. Goku waddles through the bodies. Everything it steps on is immediately crushed by the monster's healthy frame. It closes the distance, and my punches have no effect. It grabs my head and pushes it into the festering flaps of fat under its tits. I scream and try to struggle, and then the darkness takes me. No, Witcher, you must wake up! There's so much work left to be done. But this is why we always got to keep our heads on a swivel. Think about OPSEC all the time. Should I go to that KFC again? The one closest to my house? Somebody might be waiting for me. The FBI is gonna come after me after they hear this video. Just kidding. They've been after me for a while now. Philippines got no extradition treaty. Although you don't need an extradition treaty to show up in the middle of the night and shoot me in the back of the head. What? Anyways. We'll continue on into part 9. I am a witcher. Monster hunting isn't an easy life. There's no retirement, only death. I've been tied to a pole for days. A particularly crafty neckbeard and its ilk have me on trial. I'm being charged with crimes against autists. Several mommies put together enough money to rent out an event center. Thousands of the horrible beasts have crawled from their holes to see me die. It's truly a sight to behold. Enslaved mothers are also in chains, carrying plates of tendies and liters of dewy. Some of the creatures rove in packs. Others refuse to acknowledge even their own kind. The furries have been mating with each other since the door opened. Vroom, vroom.
Oh yeah, I'm a squirrel, and that feels great.
Their seed is infused into stuffed animals to give them life through dark magics. Some creatures are playing video games. Others have assembled to make a makeshift library with the most horrifying adult anime known to exist. A few of the monsters are so enormous that they've completely lost the ability to speak and are 100% feral, tamed only by their mothers, who are able to interpret their wants through various shrieks. Only a few fights have broken out. Most are about Full Metal Alchemist and whether you should watch the original or Brotherhood first. I stopped breathing through my nose a few minutes after recovering consciousness. The stench of soiled undergarments and body odor was eye-watering. I can taste the dusty mist of dried seed on my tongue. It's everywhere. It's unescapable. They haven't fed me since I was captured. Despite an empty stomach, I managed to purge my mouth every few hours by vomiting pure stomach acid. The ringleader, Goku, has been on stage with me for most of the trial. Its short kimono flutters when it turns to accuse me. The action should flash me, but it would take a team of highly skilled explorers to find a dong anywhere in those folds. Its bare scalp glistens with sweat that drips into the balding remains of a man bun. Everything is being spoken in Japanese. Those who can make it on the stage testify against me. A few I recognize as near kills. Others are mothers who have been coerced into being there and read from sloppily written scripts. Their words are spoken with hate, but their eyes hide a thank you. Goku speaks into the microphone, and the crowd settles. After everything we've heard, I'll have the final word. The Witcher can save his breath because the sentence is death! Overwhelming cries of joy come from the crowd. Since he's been such a dummy, we'll end his life and drown him in cummies. Oh God, it is a fate worse than death.
I gotta end this. I'm telling you, this is all I can take. Somebody please put me out of my misery.
I scream and thrash against my bonds. With a hand motion, Goku has me removed from the pole and bound in chains. My strength is drained from malnourishment. I only manage a broken nose and a few missing teeth from my jailers. Follow me, friends, and we'll dig a hole, nice and deep, for the Witcher's soul. I'm being dragged outside. I can hear the horde noisily filing out of the arena. Goku snaps his fingers, and several mommies with shovels appear. There's a vast parking lot, full of minivans. To the north, there's a field of grass, and further out, there's a small thicket of trees. It takes over an hour for the spectacle to be set up. The shovel slaves begin digging. The congregation of abominations are cheering and shouting curses at me. Many have either pre-made or are producing bottles of seed to fill my grave with. I've accepted this as the end, days ago. Nothing could possibly save me now. One of the slaves drops to the ground. A bolt sticks out of her eye. The others all begin to scatter. A ripple of confusion goes through the crowd. In the distance, I can see something. An old lady sitting on an ATV. It's covered in razor wire, and there's a crossbow resting gently on the wheel. Alice. She grabs a megaphone. Release the Witcher and leave, and I may yet let you live. Goku hisses and motions for one of its own. The megaphone has an anime skin where the speaker opening is the gaping beehole of Diva from Overwatch.
This is not okay. This needs to stop now.
Why shouldn't we have our fun? We are many, and you are one. A ripple of wheezing laughter pours through the crowd. There's a small silence before she replies. Because when you hunt the wolf, you hunt the entire pack. A gigantic black man in plate armor steps out from behind the tree line. A poleaxe towers above his imposing figure. Darius, you son of a bitch. Behind him, a company of soldiers appear. They're wearing scale mail aprons and varying types of armor. Swords, axes, and maces flash into hand. Store associates. Goku laughs again. If that's all you can muster, all your threats are all just bluster. You said all twice. To Alice's right, a company of archers steps out of the tree line. The faint scent of marijuana drifts on the breeze. I recognize those busboys from the hotel on the front line. They've mustered the stoners. Goku begins to look unsettled. Try to fight with all your might. Good boys win because we're right. I love that he speaks in rhyme, too. This is just insane. Hell yes, insane mad author. Take me on a journey. To Alice's left, various characters begin to appear. Anime characters, video game characters, Jedi, orcs, Gandalf, elves, Dothraki, the Rohirrim, and even more. The cosplayers have come to save me. Goku shouts something in Japanese. The horde begins to shift into battle ranks. Maul ninja weaponry can be heard unsheathing. The postulating ogre-like nesters are being rolled forth on their chains. The stench of fresh shit and urine surges. They're readying their weapons. Alice throws her megaphone on the ground and lets loose a battle cry. Darius holds up his poleaxe and joins. The voices of the makeshift army become one. Horns are blown. Steel rings free. The neckbeards harden their line. The sound of them in unison is deafening. Without warning, they charge the incels. Arrows and shurikens darken the sky. Molten piss bolts glow and crackle. The first deaths. These obese creatures are riddled with arrows. Shurikens and Naruto knives find gaps in armor. A soldier catches a poop sock in the chest, and the explosion eviscerates her. My God. I remember her from Housewares. She sold me a blender. I felt like we had a connection. The cavalry comes first, tearing through them on my right. They sweep around to isolate me from the rest of the army. Goku reaches for its katana, but stops. The cry of the Nazgul sends a shiver through the horde. I turn and see the 9 heading straight for me. They're parrying shurikens and swords, slicing and trampling any creature that dares to come within reach. Some are bowled over by a horribly mutated creature. It shoves a Nazgul into the folds of its fat and sits on a horse, flattening it into a pancake. The rest of them aren't slowed. The Witch King reaches me and grabs my chains. I'm being rescued. Goku cuts his horse's legs out from under him. We travel a short distance and end up out in the open. Goku was too distracted or too confident to move me away from the front line. Before the monsters can catch up to us, the first of the store associates arrives. Those that broke rank to recapture me are mercilessly torn apart. The store associates are screaming and laughing as their foes die. Their dark, pent-up rage toward the public now has a vent, and it's not pretty. They eagerly crash into the front line. Show Peebus. Another Anon snuck in there. Beautiful. You deserve it. The Witch King screams and follows after them. I run away from the battle and into my savior army. A familiar face greets me with bolt cutters. I told you. His deep voice can be heard clearly over the sounds of battle. If anyone is killing you, it's going to be me. My chains fall to the ground. A sword is thrust into my hand. Darius picks up his poleaxe and charges in behind his associates. I find a nearby horse and saddle up. I can see the battle unfolding. The associates have stalled against the line of incels. The creatures have piled the bodies of their own into makeshift walls, stabbing over the top of them with spears. The Dothraki and Rohirrim took many losses, but broke out on the far side of the horde and are coming back around for another pass. I look over in time to see the cosplayers reach the line. Lightsabers flash. Fat, pimply samurais are cutting orcs apart. The monsters redouble their efforts in order to push us back. crunchy stuffed animals walk slowly from the line. Soldiers are stabbing and cutting them apart, but it does little to stop their slow, relentless assault. A store associate cries out as a mob of My Little Ponies engulfs him. He's being penetrated by the one with the strappy silicone dong horn. An expertly placed arrow ends his suffering. And
For the Emperor!
From behind me, a squad of space marines rushes into the breach. The horrific conjurations are being set on fire, the whir of chainswords ripping them apart. My babies! Wee! A furry bursts through the flaming ranks. The abomination smacks a marine with its magic staff, to no avail. The seals of purity attached to his armor completely nullifies it. The marine drops its flamer to the ground. He places one hand on the costume wolf's shoulder and shoves its armored gauntlet through the mask and into the monster's mouth. Suffer not the mutant to live!
Bro, this is the best urban Witcher. I'm all about it. How can they possibly top this? We jumped the shark at this point.
A gurgling scream raises over the clamor of battle as he pulls the furry's jaw off of its head. A volley of piss jugs causes our attack to fall back. An answering volley of arrows keeps the horde from seizing the momentum. I can see them coming forward. Great, mutated beasts. All are in chains, being drawn forward by other monsters. Their bloated forms dwarf all the other good boys. One's wearing a diaper and a My Hero Academia t-shirt. Another is shirtless and in the biggest and tightest pair of sweatpants I've ever seen. The last is so massive that it can't even waddle. It's being brought forth on the back of a pickup truck. I can't stand by and watch any longer. I canter my horse into a full gallop. I'm headed right for the front line. I can see Darius in front of me. He's expertly wielding his poleaxe, beheading and dismembering each creature that comes to challenge him. The pickup truck stops. A crew of thin, freshly turned weebs removes the pants off of it. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh god, oh no, .gif. I ditch the horse at the last second. I tackle Darius to the ground. A massive pressurized stream of liquid diarrhea erupts from the gluttonous thing. And screams of friend and foe alike fill the air as the shit explosively catches fire. A crunching noise can be heard as the diapered ogre steps on bodies to reach us. I roll off of Darius, and he stands up just in time to give it a nasty gash across its belly. It thrashes around. Its autistic strength cuts a store associate in half with a single, bare-handed blow. Darius looks at me and nods. I run forward and vault off of his shoulders. I land on its chest. My vantage is precarious, but its massive man-tits provide a shelf for me to stand on. I hack into its face, tearing out the right eye. The acne froths forth pus that seals the wound. It screeches inarticulately with intermittent burps. I lose my footing. I fall to the ground. The blood from the battle has softened the earth. Darius drags me up from the red mud. The abomination takes off its diaper and begins wielding it as a weapon.
Loaded diaper activate.
How's the diaper not exploding into flames? You know what? I don't want to know.
More store associates come forth to attack. Their rage blinds them from the increased threat. They start slicing into its sun-starved skin. The diaper crashes into them. Some are crushed instantly. A few get covered in piss and fetid shit. Help me! Oh my god, it hurts! Please kill me!
Come on, kill me, I'm here! Come on, do it now!
They cry out for help. Their bodies turn black and begin to rot. In a matter of seconds, their pleas stop, and only their bones remain. The heavy breathing of what it surely calls a laugh sends ripples through the cellulite on its body. Cruel and unfeeling thing. The ground shakes. Sweatpants Boy is rubbing blood on its tummy-tum as it comes to join its compatriot. It stops. It begins jerking around. From behind, an axe plants into its shoulder. An incredibly muscular pale man climbs its shoulders. The god of war roars and plants the axe into the monster's face. It begins sobbing wildly. Using the handle to steer, he guides the now blind creature to the pickup truck and knocks it over. The truck beast has been startled and sends another stream of diarrhea, but into its own ranks. The smell of crap blends with charred flesh and burning fedoras. Kratos brutally cleaves the ogre's head in two and leaps headlong into a fresh set of foes. The screaming has caught the one with the diaper's attention. Darius and I run up behind it on either side and slash its hamstrings. The ground rolls underfoot as the creature smacks against it. We clash in unison and cut both hands off from it before it can recover. The thing soils itself as orcs and Uruk-hai swarm over it to finish the job. I survey the battle. The cosplayers have pushed their side in with minimal casualties and are reinforcing our side. I can see skilled arrows slip through tiny gaps in our lines and feather our foes. The store associates have renewed vigor as the massive beasts die. I rush to join them. We kill, and they kill. The fighting is brutal, but they are giving ground. They're coming as quick as I can kill them. My blade a blur, my fatigue completely forgotten. I cut a beast down and step into a clearing. Although the fighting is still raging around me, I can see it. Goku. Its kimono is red with blood, as is its Nihon steel blade. The creature's waiting for me. I harden my grip on my sword. It points at me and shouts, "Obai Wabo Shinderu!" "Nani?" It grabs its kimono and rips it off. I turn my head gently to the side and vomit as I gaze upon its nude form. Stretch marks, outlined with body acne everywhere. One nipple is significantly bigger than the other. Its dong never visible under its gigantic fupa. I am ready. We charge at each other. Our blades lock, and we stare daggers into each other's faces. We begin to dance. Swords spark as we catch each other's blows. I parry too late and get stabbed in the shoulder. It falls for a feint, and I slice open its bigger nipple. The abomination doesn't even flinch. I'm beginning to tire. I've had no food for days and had already seen heavy battle. As I slow, I succumb to more cuts all over my body.
Not like this, Witcher. You can't allow yourself to be brought low by a beast such as this.
With a labored blow, I managed to cut into the beast's arm. It thrashes quickly, and my sword is wrenched from my hands. I catch a slice all the way across my face and fall to the ground. Before I can get up, a fungus-riddled foot steps on my chest. Lightning crashes across the sky. The silhouette of the beast's healthy frame flickers in and out of my sight. It laughs. Now that I've shown you who's best, I'll let my ass do the rest. It turns around. The monster's ass crack begins to open as it goes to sit on me. This ass that's never been wiped is to be my coup de grace. No! .jpg. It goes to sit, and I roll away. It plops to the ground, and I crawl away from it. I flip over and watch it struggle to get up. I hear the whine of an engine. An ATV cuts into the clearing and slams full force into Goku. Razor wire entangles it and sends flesh and blood into the air. It goes end over end with its passenger and crashes. Alice, I force myself to stand and hobble over to her. She is bleeding. Her legs and most of her torso are pinned. She smiles at me. Her hand touches my face and falls limp. Her eyes going cold.
Oh, Alice, I feel like we hardly knew ye. I mean, that's because we really didn't. But she did give Witcher a second chance at life, and even a third, all things considered. Rip in peace.
Tears sting my eyes as I cradle her head in my lap and weep. I look up and see the neckbeards fleeing. They are routed. The cosplayers and store associates are giving chase. I can hear the twang of strings as stoners chase them with bows. Minivans are beginning to leave the lot. Most make it out, but some are stopped. Their occupants dragged out and summarily executed. I can hear Darius scream from nearby, "Victory!" The resounding cheer from the army lasts for minutes. The wounded are starting to get carried away. The bodies of the incels are being stacked and burned. No one has found the corpse of Goku, however. Darius and I managed to get the ATV off of Alice's body. We wrap her in sheets and carry her to the woods. We place her body on the ground and make a cairn over it. There are red and blue flashing lights. The remnants of the army scatter as the police come and see all the bodies. We flee into the forest. This has gone too far. I can no longer sit by and kill only for my tendies and Honey Mussy. The hunt has ended, and the extermination has begun.
Oh man, that last part gave me chills a little bit. There's some hatred in your heart, isn't there? There's only a few parts left of the original Witcher saga, and then maybe we could get into some spin-off sagas. I know Snary the Jerry was thinking about writing one. I'd like to put it all on the chat. I don't want the Urban Witcher to end, is what I'm saying. But I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. You can become a Jerry by supporting on the Patreon or setting up a YouTube membership. I'd really appreciate it. Consistent money every month. We've also got the fourth wall if you want to go check out the merch and maybe buy a little something. That way you get something and I still get a cut. You can do the same thing with my Amazon affiliate link to my microphone down in the description. Yes, indeed, so very many ways to support. But even if you don't want to, I'm glad you enjoyed the video, especially if you watched it this far. I am going to get out of here, but I want to ask one more thing of you, and that is that you remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye-bye. The acne froths force... The acne froths force... The acne froths force pus. You gotta be kidding me.